Hello,
Welcome.
we're back.
As usual.
I'm sick of
I am
starting.
really sick of we're back. Where did we go? I went and
Well-
forgot my glasses. So I'm.
Why don't you tell them the truth?
What is the truth?
That you had to sell your glasses
So that
can
we could shoot
afford
this episode.
this awesome studio.
Yeah, this new studio
Yeah.
and
We
the
also
new.
sold our posters and all.
Oh yeah, if you'd noticed, we sold
know.
our posters, and this is what we've come to for you guys for shooting the 7th episode of the podcast. How exciting is that?
Made it to number 7, lucky number 7.
Yeah, 7 episode itch. Feeling that? No?
What?
7th episode itch, like the 7th year itch.
Oh, the itch.
Yes, the itch.
I'm not feeling an itch. I'm just feeling slightly hot. We can't afford air conditioning yet.
Okay, I think enough with our grievances. Guys, welcome to the 7th episode.
That will take
And it's gonna take the entire night if we go on with the kind of challenges we face.
This is what happens.
Yeah, this is what happens.
We
and
talk.
We talk over each other.
I try to talk.
But I make more sense.
She makes more sense.
Yeah.
And she has to talk a lot more to make more sense.
Yes.
And we try to, sort of pack all these varied sort of news articles from the tech world, from the political world, from the sports world. Not really sports. Yeah.
From the future.
From the future, from
Yeah.
the movie world, from the not as much the celebrity world, but all sorts of topics we try to cover, and we try to pack it up and present it to you so that you just lie down and try to sleep while we
You're already on the
narrate it to
7th
you.
episode.
This is what we do.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to start with the topics. Enough
They need
time
to
has
know
gone by.
what we're doing.
Oh yeah, they probably now know enough.
Okay.
2 minutes we've spent. So
Minutes
this
we've spent. It's
yeah.
like prime TV.
Anyway.
Hours
So
and minutes.
sorry, can I talk to my people?
Your people.
Yeah, my people. The world is my people, right? How are you doing?
Got John Lennon over here.
So whatever. So you know what? It's quite exciting because we've got a range of topics this week, ranging.
We've got a range of topics with this week as opposed to last week, right?
No. Last week was. It's been a while since we came back with the episode.
Always a while whenever we come back.
True that. Yeah. Well, anyway.
She makes a lot of sense.
I make a lot of sense, but moving on to actually talking about what we are going to be talking about, which is a host of things. To begin with,
you begin with, you make a lot of sense.
it seems like I'm always the one to begin with.
Okay.
So maybe,
Me this time.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let me just give you.
Let's talk about something.
Let's see you holding the fort.
Let's start with freakish occurrences. So, you must have seen that movie, the stupid movie.
Final Destination.
Final Destination?
Final Destination.
Final Destination, yeah.
Enunciation.
Right. So you must have watched that movie and wondered none of this actually makes sense. I mean, these things wouldn't happen in the real world, right? But an incident occurred this week, 3 days ago. This woman was just sitting in the window seat, right? And
Of Southwest Airlines.
of Southwest Airlines in the USA at an altitude of 32,000 feet. What happened was an engine, which was right next to her, it exploded midair. A shrapnel flew, damaged the window, right? So this created a pressure difference, and she got sucked out
of the plane.
Sucked out of the plane, sucked into the atmosphere.
No, but she was pulled back inside as
She
well.
was pulled back. There was some cowboy.
Yeah, and lots of other people
It was actually a cowboy who went in and tried to, extricate
and the
her.
flight was for Dallas.
Yeah,
So
very important. If you don't know that,
yeah, because Cowboys, Dallas.
you won't follow that at all if you didn't know that.
Yeah,
So,
but anyway.
So, and two other guys rushed in and they did manage to pull her back in, and they even tried CPR because it was all, her body was all bloodied and all, but they couldn't manage
Yeah.
to revive her. They tried CPR, but in vain. So that was a freak accident, and you never know. I mean, it's better than in the world. What was that? United Airlines, where the guy was dragged out of his seat.
Yeah, I
when
mean,
he had
that's
a
shit. Like,
Yeah, I would take that over being sucked out of the plane.
yeah, but that's such a. But no, United Airlines was a different case altogether because the airlines misbehaved
Right.
in United Airlines. In
This time the
this,
engine misbehaved.
the engine misbehaved, and this has never happened. And it's so freakish. Like, even now, you've got statistics which say that flying is one of the most. Is one of the safest ways to travel. But with these sort of incidents,
One of the safest ways. Next
Yeah.
to walking.
no, like, is the safest safest way to travel. But look at the kind of incidents which have been happening in the past, like your 370, then the towers, the trade towers, which, the reason for them. Yeah, but it was an attack, but
So
it was through flying, right?
MS-370, right?
Yeah, so we don't know. It's so many
Well, you've
conspiracy
got
theories around it.
thousands and thousands of people traveling every day. It isn't a luxury anymore.
Yeah,
So-
but the point is that it defies this whole statistic which everybody keeps talking about, that out of
It's still safe than being on the road. I mean, statistically, I don't know.
we don't know. I mean, if an engine can
don't
lead
know.
to
Unless
a
you
person
prove me
being
wrong.
sucked out of the airplane,
Yeah, well, you're sitting in a car and a lot of things happen to you.
yeah, but
To
that's
people
what I'm
every
saying.
day.
That these stats also, what are the basis of these stats? Considering the number of incidents which have been happening.
Conspiracy theories. Huh?
Conspiracy theories. So this is what happened, which was kind of freakish, and it reminded me of Final Destination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All
You
of those
watched
parts.
all of them?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I mean, how didn't you watch all of them?
No,
Weren't you didn't you feel like watching the second?
I don't think there have been 7
The
installments.
I think I had whatever number of
Should
installments there have
watch
been.
Final Destination 7.
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, 7. No,
I think
I've
4?
5
4 maybe.
forgotten.
I don't know what's the
Moving
4th one.
on
But they were
from
good
Final
movies.
Destination.
I was just kidding. They were good movies.
They were good movies. But moving on from
Sort of.
Final Destination to this is something which is happening in the present to what's already happening, and that's like future tense and will have preservation, is what these scientists and gene engineers have been up to. And it's got to do with music, Massive Attack,
Yeah, you might think
and 1 billion terabytes of information.
Tetra or Terra.
No, tera.
Science
1
expert.
billion terabytes. Yes. Even without a
Don't
degree
go out of
in
the frame.
science, I
To
can
Google.
dole out information because I'm a very well-read person. And I do my data and
You're not
research.
well spoken.
What?
You read it well, but you have trouble
Like, seriously?
spitting it out in front of the camera.
Excuse me? Spitting it out? I don't spit
I'm just
out.
talking about myself.
I enunciate.
So, you might think that when you hook that, what is it called? Hard drive or hard disk? I always have trouble differentiating between the two.
Science, no?
Hard disk,
Engineering, you don't
hard
know
drive,
too much
whatever it's
about
called.
it.
Or a pen drive, or a flash drive, whatever you call it. You just
Hard
hook
drive.
it to the computer, transfer all your contents into it, your data into it, and you're set. You're such a tech savvy person, right? But scientists, what they're doing right now. In fact, we heard that Microsoft has already done it.
Yeah,
And
this is the
what
second instance.
Second instance, but this time they have actually stored data, and the data in the form of music into DNA that they have, manufactured
Yeah.
themselves. It's a very complex process, and they have manufactured DNA and stored this music file, broken it down into binary sequences of 1 and 0, and coded them into the DNA, which is of the 4 nitrogen bases, A, T, C, G.
AD. Not T.
So
You missed that, sir.
this girl over here is trying to teach me
Yes.
that
I
it's
am
D.
trying to. Yeah, it's D. It's not T.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This is one of those moments again.
One of those moments again when he is going to fail
guys,
miserably.
And I'm talking to the guys in the 6th
And I'm talking
grade.
to everybody.
God. And I'm talking to guys in the 6th grade right now.
Yeah.
So kindly inform her whether it's ATCG or ADCG.
It is ADCG.
Okay. Wow. You're going up against me
Yeah.
on this topic.
Why shouldn't I? Considering I was the one who pulled out this news.
It's biology.
So?
The human DNA
Genome.
is made of adenine,
Yes.
cytosine,
Yes.
guanosine,
Yes.
and thymidine.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
T is thymidine.
Why couldn't it
nothing
be
called D.
dimidined? Whatever, I'm just messing around.
You know,
The point
this is why
is
they can't be equality.
oh, for freak's sake. Like, the point is that it's
Freak's
really
sake.
exciting that you've got now, not only can you just store data on your hard drives, but you're actually getting to store it in your DNA, which
Right.
can last
Not
for
in your DNA, but in
No, but if they've been able to do it in like some sort of an artificial, isolated,
yeah, it's
so there
quite a
is,
task. I mean, just hearing about it, it's what the fuck are they doing? This is like an
yeah.
episode of Black Mirror or something. You know,
This is the third reference in the past 7 episodes where we've referenced Black Mirror because it's such a great
I
series.
don't think anybody's keeping track, so we're just talking to ourselves. Who cares? So yeah, so they have, like I was saying, Microsoft has already done it. They actually transferred some shitty video into DNA that they processed, and this time it's a
an
band,
actual album
It's an actual album by a band called Massive Attack.
which released it on 20th of April.
Is it
The
a new
album. Yeah, it's an album, Metronomica or something.
Is it a new album?
No, it's not a new album. It's an old
It's
album.
an old album.
Which was released on the same day, which was 20th of April, when they actually did this
Nobody
massive
cares.
exercise. Well, Massive Attack probably cares because long after we are dead,
Yeah.
Massive Attack's music is going
They
to
will
live.
play their music on DNA players.
Or like far, far in a galaxy far, far away. So yeah, so that's what's kept the future and the tech world sort of
And
interesting.
not to say that all they've been doing is these productive exercises, you know. I heard this, I came across a story where they manufactured a robot which can assemble your IKEA furniture like very slow, but he gets the job done. Like,
I mean,
how lazy can you get?
yeah, but that's really silly, right? Like
Can you find a cure for cancer or something like
why
that?
wouldn't you get like a robot who assembles and just does everything around the house? Why would you get a robot specifically to assemble your IKEA furniture? Now that's really stupid.
Because
That's just consumerism
I've
going
heard
to the
that's
dogs.
like really tough.
Yeah, but a
I
robot
find
should have the ability to.
moving the furniture tough, and
Yeah.
assembling it would really be a task.
That explains the lays.
I need a robot. Guys. Actually, I don't mind getting a robot so that he can sit in my place over here.
Oh, lovely.
shoot these
That would
episodes.
be like brilliant.
I mean, he
We
wouldn't.
would save so much of
He wouldn't
like
take offense when you would try to cut
trouble
him.
and airtime.
Eh.
Who's cutting in? Like, see? Just like goes on. Yeah. So, what's next? Which has kept us hooked? The monk who
Has it?
sold his jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine you are a son of an
Diamond.
extremely rich person. Some of you are right. I'm talking to you, asshole. So, your father is a diamond merchant. You got all the riches in the world. Not really, but you are really a filthy rich guy. And you're just 12 years old. What do? You do drugs, right? No. So this kid from our country, India, not all of our kids are starving and all. So this kid decided that he's gonna shun all the material goods. He's not gonna be a material girl. He's gonna be.
Such genderification.
I'm being gender fluid.
Clearly.
That was clearly a fail.
Yeah.
I'm not cut out for it. So this kid decided that he's gonna be a monk.
who sold his jewelry
Wow.
and
We
became a
get
monk.
it. That's a good.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's
I'm
that's an
just
average
reiterating
attempt at wordplay,
before
but
whatever. Like, the point being,
the point being,
yeah,
like,
this is worthy of you
if your
and your
father's
time.
really rich, then it never works out for you. You make stupid decisions, and this is one of those decisions.
Yeah, but at 12 years of age, I doubt whether it was his, single-handed decision. Let me be a monk for the rest of my life.
I'm sure his dad did not put him
You
up
think?
to it.
I doubt that.
What do you think?
You tell us. Do you think?
Tell us. You've always been very handy with your feedback and all. So you guys tell us.
Yeah, since you've been like, flooding the comment stream with your comments.
Yeah.
Tell us. Give it off.
What would you have done if you were that 12-year-old kid, right?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have agreed. Like, that's just stupid and lame.
Yeah, but who knows, when you're that rich, what goes through your head? At 12 years of age, he would have had everything.
Well, you've not lived most of your life, like, let alone like 12 years of your life. So
This is basically what Gautam Buddha.
no, Gautam Buddha had gone through a series of, like, he fought the war.
That's what he did.
And no, he fought the war. He was a completely changed man after he
this
saw what
kid,
happened.
when
This
he's
kid is hardly lived.
sacrificing internet and all, he's also fighting a war.
Yeah,
Make
he's
no
fighting a
mistake.
war against all these, like, X amount of hours spent wasting.
Anyway, I sort of envy the guy. That's good for him. He made the news. He made the
Anything
news.
to go viral.
He's rich.
Anything.
He made the news. Yeah.
Anything. I mean,
Did you hear about that person who just got viral?
Which
what
one?
did you do?
There are plenty of those
You
who get
shared
viral.
something with me that he sold his soul to get YouTube views, which is pretty much what we are about to do
Yeah.
in the coming episode. But what did he do?
I remember you sending it across to you. He basically...
Killed himself.
No, he did something really stupid.
He filmed someone getting killed or something like that. Something along the lines of that Logan Paul sort of Logan Paul. Whatever that asshole's name is.
Yeah.
That fiasco. Something along the lines. So people do that. And this guy is doing the opposite. So yeah. I'm sure in a couple of years you'll come back to your father and it was a mistake.
I mean, but come on, you can't be saying that at
I want
12
your
you
money.
would know that what is being a monk and, like, giving up on, just like insulting the idea of it. Or maybe he does realize it. God knows, it's too early to sort of, like, make a pal judgment that he's
It's too late in
fully-
the night to think about these things. Yeah. Let's move on to the next topic, which is Germany, Heil. Oh my god, I shouldn't say it.
You
Otherwise-
cannot say it.
Well,
You shouldn't say it.
maybe this way YouTube will notice us and we'll get some traffic.
No, I will not sell my soul, even though you've already spoken previously about selling your soul for getting
See.
traction and views.
This is something not planned, but this is exactly the premise for what we're about to say,
Yes.
right?
Which is?
Which is, I was about
Mine-
to say Heil, Hitle. Just fill in that letter.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
You can't even say that.
See how fucked up and pussy the world will become if that will be the case. And that will be the case when it's like bounded
I
by,
object to pussy, the world becoming. Yes.
you know,
Yeah, there was one
Pansy.
example.
pansy.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Anyway. Right. So how stupid a world would that be if that's how the laws mandate you to talk, right? So in Germany, they've got these hate speech laws, where you have to, where all these social media companies, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, they've got to comply with their hate speech standards, which is if they catch someone transgressing, is that a word? Is that a correct usage of the word?
Oh, well, I mean,
Is that
you're trying
hate
to make
speech?
you're trying to make it very, like, wow, transgressing from
Yeah,
the topic.
if somebody is accused of, inciting hate speech, then that social media company has to take action within 24 hours, which is basically delete it or ban the account or whatever. So this is in place over there. So this female comedian, apparently, admittedly, in her own words, she was being ironic when she wrote this tweet where it was about refugees, that they are welcome to destroy my country if this is the tradition or whatever, which like I said, she said that it was ironic that she believes that people who think that refugees, all they do is come and destroy their culture, whatever, that's absolutely stupid. But let's not talk about the intentions. Just like right now, I was saying Heil Hitler, but it wasn't an actual,
It was intended to be
endorsement
funny.
of what it stood for. So these laws are in place, and you cannot even say those things, even with a comedic intent. So we've seen this all over the world. There's no free speech left anywhere to speak of,
That's true. But we've sort of spoken about like how there needs to be some boundaries as to what is allowed.
Wow.
Or no.
Exactly. Because of
No.
This is hate speech.
No, this is not hate speech. I'm saying I agree with what you're saying.
Right.
I agree that there shouldn't be censorship because this is clearly censoring the freedom of expression for a person, an individual.
This is something
right?
inflammatory, right? Agreed. But
how do you judge what is actually inflammatory? Something which is actually
what might not
upsetting or something comedic or
if
satirical.
somebody watches this podcast, it might be upsetting or offending to them. Does that mean they will just ban us? So what yardstick or what parameters do you set?
And you need to, and I feel like the action against hate speech now, all with this fake news, and now
I think in theory, sorry for cutting in, but I think in theory in the US, what they have is quite close to what should be an ideal system of free speech, where unless you're threatening somebody, it is covered by free speech. Their First Amendment.
However,
it cannot be banned, even if you're saying Heil Hitler. If you're not if you're not threatening anybody or something like that, you're free to hold any opinions, right? I think that's fair.
That's what I'm saying, that there need to be parameters, right? Like, I agree. For me, for you, for YouTubers, for content creators, we want that freedom of expression. Comedians...
Because if that does not exist, then you would have circumstances like this, where any stupid fucking woke admin working for Twitter or Facebook will just deem something offensive and just suspend, which is what is happening.
No, there needs to be, that's what I'm saying, there needs to be a little bit of a method to actually understanding what qualifies as hate speech or not. 24 hours for one, to not even understand the intent of what the person was supposed to say.
You cannot set guidelines for understanding something.
But if you gravitate towards what America set a guideline as, like, it cannot be intended, that's theoretically, but you're gravitating towards it anyway, right? Because you're saying that allow me the freedom of expression. However, this is where the buck stops. Right? So I'm saying that there needs to be some place where the buck stops, because how do you differentiate between somebody who's actually meaning it and somebody who is saying it in jest? Like that woman was being...
What do you think about... sorry.
I'm saying that woman, the comedian who was in Germany, was saying, who made that, statement about refugees, she was saying it in jest. She was talking about an ironic...
The serious matter is, we've got a visitor in our studios. He was propagating hate speech, so we have murdered him. So, I mean, what I was about to say was, the bottom line is, it's a woman comic. They're not funny anyway, so...
that is one line. Such a sweeping statement has been made.
Let them be.
No, so let's... First of all, let's ignore
See,
that and
if
let's
we
move
were
on.
under an Orwellian regime where
Or if I was
I would be censored
or if
and
I
I would
was a
be
guy,
handcuffed and charged with inciting sexism and
well,
shit
that was
like
a very sexist thing to say.
yeah, but it
You
was
have to admit it. It was supposed to be funny.
It was supposed to be funny.
So we're giving
and
you that
in jest.
disclaimer, and it's in jest.
I don't think your gender dictates how funny you are.
I'm glad we clarified that because we don't want to be
And just because
sued
I'm
by
funnier
a
than you doesn't mean
woke admin.
doesn't mean
I know that what you're trying to do over here is trying to get a reaction which you will not get because I'm above these paltry
only reaction I'm trying to get
situations.
is from our hundreds of followers.
Yes, back to you guys.
Maybe I'll be successful someday.
No, maybe it all depends on you guys
Maybe
watching us. Yeah,
Most probably
so
not. Yeah.
so the whole thing about hate speech and censorship, that's it's what's really sad is it's growing in every country you take, like even in India. Okay, like in
I'm not gonna take any Middle Eastern country, sorry.
Middle Eastern countries are a different ballgame altogether. America, well, there is like but there's not like severe censorship or severe censorship laws, but there's a lot of streamlining. YouTube, for instance, has been demonetizing videos which we'd spoken about earlier. It's been banning people off Twitter. Twitter's going after people who are leaning towards a certain political point of view or an agenda. So,
right wing.
So yeah, it's not just so the point is that everywhere, like every country, you're seeing these small, where the government is trying to rein in freedom of expression, where you consider when you take a country like India, where we are from, things which are going to be well, you may not be from India, but I'm from India, and things which might be anti-government are taken seriously, and people are not allowed
being jailed
to
for Facebook posts.
for Facebook posts. So that's another example of how screwed up and how much of our freedom is being curtailed day after day. So as
are we really free?
we're not.
Hard-hitting podcasts like this, you tend to wonder while you're drifting off to sleep and wondering what the fuck you're doing with your life.
You then realize that you have a purpose, and the purpose is to save us and to give us back our right for freedom of expression and free speech wherever we go, on whatever social network or social platform we're on. And therefore, you guys, you gotta like, view, subscribe, comment to this. The Bickering.
Now I know why we don't have any views.
Whatever. I'm the only one who's pressing and pushing for our agenda, finding the purpose.
What do you think of our new studio setup?
Yeah, tell us that, if nothing at all. Is my top blending into the background? Because I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yours
it was
is
all planned. Trust
all
us.
planned. So moving on from hate speech, which and freedom of expression being curtailed from all over the place. We will obviously have news coming in, I'm sure, with each country trying to amp its laws and, in effect also creating a lot of anarchists, because obviously people are going to have a problem when their freedom of expression is going to be taken away.
SJWs, yeah.
Not SJWs, anarchists and SJWs... Come on,
real anarchists are not these people. Real
you can't be an anarchist right now.
One's being banned.
Yeah, so I don't know. That is something which is drifting away.
To speak generally, yeah.
Segueing into
our last topic, which is obviously the greatest singer of all time, Taylor Swift. It always comes down to Taylor Swift,
whose relationships are inspiration for hit singles. She gives album after album. You do know that, right?
I have no idea what she's about.
So whatever. You should know, even
ton of guys.
Yeah, she does, and
that's how she writes songs. But anyway,
no, she obviously makes some music as well.
Yeah, she's had a lot of trouble with men, and something else happened this week where a homeless guy.
She actually has had a lot of trouble with them because there you go, a homeless guy
decided that he's going to pay a visit to a home
Yeah.
And what he did was he took a shower and slept.
Yeah.
And he was caught by the police.
Which is
Sleeping.
Yeah, imagine. Like that's so like The Bling Ring. It reminds me of the movie The Bling Ring. Sofia Ford Coppola. I always fuck up her last name. Who made this movie basically about these kids?
I don't think you fuck up her last name. Her last name is pretty simple.
It is not that simple. Basically, she made this movie about these bunch of kids who would break into these actors' houses and wear their, fancy clothes and stuff, and then just mess around. And then remember that movie and it was called The Bling Ring. It was pretty like arty. It was called The Bling Ring. So it sort of reminded me of that.
I am reminded of that movie called My Private Idaho with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, you from that. I haven't seen that.
Made by Gus Van Sant. Something like that.
Oh, so you also like screwing up the last names? Two peas in a pod. Cast. And on that like really lame ending.
It's not lame.
It's actually not lame. I said 2 peas in a pod and then I
Netflix just called us and you couldn't pick it up. We thought it was
Amazon Prime, considering like Jeff Bezos just revealed his numbers about the number of subscribers he's got, and it's about 1 billion or 1 million.
And it's all Indian guys who have been jumping at the opportunity at like getting the Amazon Prime subscription for 500 rupees a year.
Yeah. Which is
I heard it was going to be raised from this month onwards.
Netflix is also quite reasonable. Actually not. Like it's got different
to watch.
Okay. How do you then watch?
I go to the theaters and
okay.
This is really awesome site called, as I was talking in the last episode, Tornet.
Okay, so now moving on.
I forget the name.
We are believers in like paying for content or also free content which is available on YouTube. So on that note, we hate to go.
Inform you that we're leaving.
Yeah.
But you'll also be sad to know that we'll be coming back for the 8th installment of the Bickering.
Ta-da!
And all the guys who are watching, we sincerely hope you have slept by now.
See, I mean, we don't really mind where you're watching it. You could watch it at work. You could watch it while, like, when you're with your friends, where you're in a bad date, or, for your loo breaks.
I don't think any of our viewers would be dating.
Well, I think they would be dating. Why wouldn't they be dating? Go out there, get a relationship.
Why wouldn't they be dating? Tell us.
Yeah, tell us something. And anyway, so on that note, see you guys.